Welcome back to All Things 80s and welcome to Christmas 1988. Now in 1988 the record books tell us that the number one toy that year were Ghostbusters toys. And taking a look at them right now, I have to be honest and say I'm not that impressed by them, and it was probably a good thing that at this point in my life I wasn't really into toys, because certainly there's nothing there that really grabs my attention. And if I'm being honest, I, even if I was, say, 10 or 12 at this point in time, compared to what the toys I had been used to previously, none of this stuff really interests me. But in the sake of being fair, let's take a look at all the toys that were available in 1988 to see if there's anything of interest. So, electronic toys, I guess Game & Watch is something that I would have liked. I did have a few actually. Once again, Skeletrix is something that I loved. I was never really into trains. The board games are kind of so-so. Test Match was a good board game. It wasn't actually a board game, but you know what I mean. Screwball Scramble, I mentioned, I already had that. Now, Lego got a bit boring at this point in time, because the classic space Lego, as I knew it, was no longer on the scene, and some of the newer stuff had no interest to me. Mask, however, that would have been my pick of 1988, I think. Thundercats, I enjoyed the cartoon, so I might have liked those figures. I'm not impressed at all by those Transformers. Again, the aforementioned Ghostbusters, Action Force. Now, this was the sort of G.I. Joe Action Force, which came out after I'd stopped collecting Action Force. And of course, girls' toys. I don't think anyone watching this channel is concerned about girls' toys. Spirograph was cool. Chemistry set, blah blah blah. Snooker table, very cool. Subbuteo, loved that. But yeah, all in all, the toys of 1988, as with 1989, really do not grab my imagination in any way, shape, or form. Now, in terms of my Christmas memories of 1988, I'm afraid to have to say again that it was a pretty poor year as far as Christmas was concerned. My only real memory of that year was getting a copper pitching wedge. And that, you know, copper wedges were all the rage at the time in the golf world. Again, probably got golf sweaters, socks, golf balls, candy. You know, at that age where I was too old for toys, and I guess I was just into golf at the time. So all in all, as with 89, 1988, not a particularly memorable Christmas for me. So, BBC One Christmas Day 1988 started at 6:55, and it was called Now It's Christmas with Simon Parkin and Andy Crane. Mentioned Andy Crane last time, do not remember Simon Parkin, but it's a bunch of kids shows. And we had the Christmas Toy. At 7:45 we had the Christmas Raccoons. 8:10 was the Nativity Play. 8:20 Play Bus. 8:45 the Pink Panther Show, always loved that. 9:10 Charlie's Christmas Project, don't recall that. 9:35 Umbrella Christmas Special with Mark Chatterton and Susan Long, don't remember that. 9:58 we had the weather. 10 o'clock was the Christmas Worship from Paisley Abbey. 11 o'clock was Christmas Morning with Noel, and of course that is Noel Edmonds. Always enjoyed his shows. 12:05 noon, It's a Knockout. Great show, very much enjoyable. Let's see, 1 o'clock, EastEnders. So I'm wondering, we didn't see EastEnders mentioned in 1989, so did EastEnders start in 88? I don't know, but anyway, EastEnders was on at 1 p.m. Then at 2 p.m. we had the Top of the Pops Christmas Special, lovely. 3 o'clock, The Queen's Speech. The movie at 3:10 was Back to the Future. Excellent. Following Back to the Future, we had Only Fools and Horses. Then we had the news at 6:25, and at 6:30 we had A Christmas Celebration with Cliff Richard and Sally Magnuson. That's sort of good family entertainment there. 7:15 Bread, and I think I mentioned in the last video that was a sitcom based in Liverpool, I think. 8:30 was the Russ Abbott Christmas Show. You know, again, good family entertainment. 9:10 was the news. 9:20 is Silverado, which I'm guessing is a movie. And at 11:30, it was the Gospel according to St. Matthew. 11:40 was Broadway musicals Carousel. Don't really know that. 1:45 weather, and then we're done. So now let's take a look at the top 10 musical charts in 1988 at Christmas time. So at number 10 we had Two Hearts by Phil Collins. Number 9 was Loco in Acapulco by the Four Tops. Number 8 was Cat Among the Pigeons plus Silent Night, so it was like a double A side from Bros. Number 7 was The Buffalo Stance by Neneh Cherry. Number 6 was Good Life by Inner City. Don't know that at all. Number 5, Burning Bridges from Status Quo. Excellent, love a bit of Quo. Number 4 was Suddenly by Angry Anderson. And if memory serves, the reason that is so high in the charts was because that was the wedding song that the characters played by Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue, they got married to, and because Neighbours was such a big show, people bought the single. Number 3 was Crackers International by Erasure. Number 2, again we have Kylie and Jason, this time it was their duet, Especially for You. And at number 1, Christmas in 1988 was Mistletoe and Wine by Cliff Richard. Now, at the time, I absolutely hated this song. But now, you know, 3+ decades later, when I hear it at Christmas time, it brings back good memories. Quite disappointing to see the lack of actual Christmas songs in the top 10. So we only really had Cliff Richard and Bros with Silent Night. But that was the top 10 at Christmas in 1988. So now we'll take a quick look at the covers of the comics and magazines of the special Christmas editions in 1988. So the Dandy, a nice sort of classic looking cover there with Desperate Dan out carol singing, and they're singing Good King Wenceslas, Last Looked Out. The message along the top, a Merry Christmas to all our readers, and it was 22p back then. So the Beano, again, Dennis the Menace on the cover, he's out sliding on the ice, and I guess that's the head teacher putting salt down to melt the ice, and of course Dennis sliding into the teacher. I hated when people melted the ice, because I loved these ice slides we used to make, and I remember the janitor at primary school would put down the salt and grit and just ruin the fun for everyone. Bah humbug. And finally, Smash Hits Christmas edition of 1988 featured Bros on the cover. It's Christmas, it's Bros. They've put some brilliant presents in this box. Interesting, eh? Also featured, we have posters of Tiffany and Bomb the Bass. Now Tiffany, wasn't she the Mall singer? Sort of redhead. We also have features on Michael Jackson, Neneh Cherry, Erasure, and the Wee Papa Girl Rappers. Don't recall them at all. But those were the comics and magazines of 1988. And finally, to wrap things up for this episode, a quick Christmas cracker joke for you. So I see that the midget psychic has escaped jail. Yes, there's a small medium at large. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Special thanks to the Patreons. Please like, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s, and stay tuned tomorrow where we look at Christmas 1987.